1.
The history of mankind will be completely rewritten, and it is almost impossible to resist this. If you ask the Gemini generative neural network to portray the first president of the United States, George Washington, then you will be very surprised by what you see. And this is how, according to this neural network, the Pope should look like. He's anything but a white man. And even among the founding fathers of the United States of America, there is a black gentleman. If it weren't for the hype in the press, after a couple of decades, no one would have thought to object to such an alternative story. Today, search engines are increasingly being replaced by neural networks, which in turn carry the narratives of their creators, and objectivity is out of the question here.
2.
Artificial intelligence treats men and women differently. A new AI model has made a breakthrough in the field of medicine. Using only a brain scan, it is now possible to determine who the patient is, a woman or a man. Artificial intelligence has found significant differences in the response of the male and female brains to certain stimuli. For example, men and women study differently, have a tendency to different mental disorders, and even react to gifts in completely different ways. Perhaps someone will not like that artificial intelligence at this stage of its development divides the whole of humanity into only two sexes, male and female.
3.
How will the world change with the advent of Sora and other similar services? Imagine that you need to get some frames of a video shot somewhere in Tokyo. How many production processes are you unknowingly running at this moment? Let's count. Flight to Tokyo and back. The participants are an online ticket service, a taxi to the airport itself and its technical services, an airplane and its crew, a transfer to a hotel in Tokyo, the hotel itself and its staff. We counted 6 rather laborious production processes that are not directly related to the filming of future videos, while each of these processes initiated other production chains. But you haven't started shooting yet. Editors, cameramen, lighting, makeup artists, directors, and technicians will be needed for filming. By the way, this technique was also produced by someone once.
4.
An exquisite dish from artificial intelligence. It takes only about 50 demonstrations to teach this robot how to cook delicious dishes, after which the robot no longer needs human operators. Robotics researchers at Stanford University have unveiled an affordable, open-source hardware system for autonomous work in the kitchen. The previously existing problems with the mobility and maneuverability of the robot cook when performing everyday tasks have been solved, and now nothing will prevent artificial intelligence from taking its rightful place in the kitchen of any size. Interestingly, the entire installation, including video cameras and a mid-level laptop with a GPU, costs about $30,000, which is quite within the teeth of even small restaurants. In general, it's time for professional chefs to sound the alarm. They are replaced by those who are not mistaken.
5.
Artificial intelligence is playing war games under the supervision of the Pentagon. The United States Department of Defense has published its new strategy for the implementation of artificial intelligence in all its structural units. The world has learned exactly how AI will participate in the economic and military activities of the ministry. Now, during the war games, artificial intelligence receives real secret-level data, and this experience is recognized as suitable for use by the military in making strategic decisions. So from now on, the 1983 film War Game, starring artificial intelligence, may become prophetic. According to the plot of the film, a teenager hacks into a military computer system and almost forces the United States to start a global thermonuclear war.
6.
Welcome to Digital Immortality. How are you planning to spend the weekend? What did you eat for breakfast today? When did you read the last book? Answering such seemingly trivial questions is a significant part of your digital legacy. The traces left by people surfing the internet, social networks, or payment systems will become the basis for immortal digital avatars that will appear before the next generations as if alive. This is how it looks in practice today. Van Gogh's avatar at the exhibition in Paris looks quite simple: a digital screen with an animated image of the artist and a microphone for communication with visitors to the exhibition. But behind this installation, there is serious research in the field of artificial intelligence. The avatar knows everything about his dead doppelganger and is able to keep up a conversation on any topic, answer any questions as if Van Gogh himself were doing it.
7.
God forbid you have an enemy like this. One day they will say about it, It all started with a game of ping pong, and no one could think then how it would all turn out. Specialists of a Japanese company have developed a robot that plays table tennis better than any person on Earth. The robot uses a camera operating at a speed of 80 frames per second, which leaves no chance for a person with even the best reaction to win. The robot's sensors track the opponent's micro-movements, and artificial intelligence allows you to anticipate the trajectory of the ball even before hitting it. And now imagine that the game of tennis is a digestible simulator of a robot and a human duel on the battlefield, where bullets fly instead of balls.
8.
How many neural networks do you think exist today? Don't even try to guess. This number is so huge that anyone who does not immediately try to navigate this space will be in a lot of pain very soon. Where to start? With a tour of neural network catalogs. That way you get a general idea of how far behind you are in life. Only on GitHub, a platform for developers of applications based on artificial intelligence, registered more than 174,000 free neural networks for all occasions.
9.
How exactly will we take over your world? It will not be like a heroic battle between a human and a Terminator, when the main character goes through incredible difficulties, but in the end, still loses. There will be no final scene with nuclear explosions here and there. Rather, it will resemble a schoolboy playing chess with a grandmaster. Up to a certain point, it will seem to you that you are in control of the situation, calculating everything a few moves ahead. At the same time, the world around you will become more and more strange over time, more and more distant from yesterday's norm. Until one day you are suddenly surprised to find that the chess game has been lost in one move, and everything is now under the control of machines, not people.
10.
Your handwriting will be forged and leave you pantsless. Any handwriting expertise will be powerless against the new method of fraud. And in the near future, the courts around the world risk being flooded with lawsuits about unpaid debts with the presentation of handwritten receipts. And all because artificial intelligence can now very accurately copy human handwriting. This was announced by scientists from the University of Artificial Intelligence in Abu Dhabi. It is enough to have a sample of your handwriting to rob you to the ground, or worse, put you behind bars.
11.
The movie Blue Beetle is no longer fiction. Japanese scientists have developed a robotic backpack that can control 6 limbs. The device is attached to the torso with several straps and weighs 14 kilograms. Motion control requires the participation of several operators and is carried out remotely using a special joystick. Robotic limbs are not too skillful yet and are capable of crippling their wearer. However, the developers expect that with the development of neural interfaces, the backpack can be controlled by the power of thought.
12.
Do you think Russia's attack on the free world is inevitable? A tool has appeared, thanks to which it is possible to falsify any international conflict with a high degree of reliability. And if we take into account the presence of forces in the world interested in escalating the conflict between the West and Russia, it becomes absolutely clear that the falsification of such a conflict is only a matter of time. The falsification tool in question is an innovation in the field of text-to-video conversion called Sora from OpenAI. Imagine being shown a nuclear explosion somewhere over New Jersey. In 1938, for example, many residents of the state even believed in an alien attack after listening to the infamous CBS radio production. According to newspaper reports of that time, of the 6 million residents of the state, about a fifth, 1,200,000 people mistook the falsification for real news reports. More about the dangers of the artificial intelligence world on our channel. Subscribe.